For the sake of seriousness, when I introduce the Mass for today, I would say Happy New Year to all. Tinunood na ako, uy. Diba? Advent opens the new liturgical calendar year. And so it is the best time actually, because it is when not everyone are expecting that you will be greeted something like this, that you get a particular, shock of your system. Oh my God, Father Dundon, nagbinago. No. This is a very significant time for our Christian life, in our journey of the faith. Because as we have just ended the liturgical year yesterday, when after Christ the King, or during the week of Christ the King, we were reminded of God coming in our lives, or the second coming, practically the eschatological times, no, ang katapusan sa kalibutan, nga moabot siya as He promised. But then, when we change, or when we shift another liturgical calendar year, we don't just go into a vicious circle, but we do it in a so-called circular, or like a spring. It goes up. Whenever we come to that last period that we started, it goes up. That's the reason why there is always a good reason for viewing, either viewing forward or viewing backward. And this is the very beautiful stance of Christian life. And so, having entered into a new liturgical calendar, this is a connection of the things that we have been reminded of, with the so many things that we are so concerned about ourselves. And today's gospel reading, it is not yet all about the first coming of the Lord, of which Advent is basically also preparing us. Advent, or coming, Adventus in Latin. Yes, the three-fourths of the season of Advent is actually dedicated to the remembrance, to the commemoration of His first coming among us, when He was born, and we celebrate that on Christmas Day. But when He left the earth during His ascension, He promised His disciples and all of us that He will be coming again. And that's the reason why the first Sunday of Advent is still all about His coming. Now, as dugay na ko kaayo sa seminaryo na assign, and I'm already 31 years in the priesthood, I will always keep on talking about this beautiful Cebuano word, fitting for Advent. So if Advent or Adventus means coming, in Cebuano, we are talking about pag-abot. No? But how do you spell abot in Cebuano? It is with an O. Pag-abot. Kompleto. To complete everything. But what is our response to His coming? Unsa may atong tubag o buhaton sa iyang pag-abot, sa di pa siya moabot. Unsa may atong buhaton? We await, we wait. And in Cebuano, it is also the same word, pagpaabot. But I would like to spell it with a U, not with an O. Because pagpaabot as waiting is always constantly opening ourselves to His coming. So kita, we are waiting, nagpaabot sa iyang pag-abot, sa iyang coming, sa iyang pag-abot. And this is a very beautiful image of how we journey through the pathways of life. Diha sa ato ang kinabuhi sa pagtuo. In fact, our gospel reading today, you heard the word watch 4 times. No? Sinugdanan sa sunod nga verse, dayon ni mulak-ang lang, second to the last verse, and then the final word of the last verse which says watch. Father Jerry Orbos, he's a very good and prolific writer and very down to earth. Niingon siya sa iyang column karon, in case kung mapumukabasa, just a little perspective of it. Niingon siya nga, part of the celebration of Advent is to be watchful. And what are we going to watch for? Okay, not only the coming of the Lord as we prepare ourselves, but we also have to watch our mouth. Oh, so kining season of Advent, dili ni siya para sa mga marites. Dili ni para sa mga marites. Nga pataka ra og istorya, no? We watch our mouth. We also watch our diet. No? We have to watch our health. Daghan kayo ta, no? Because the word watch is a very rich word. And my take to that is, how many times do you glance at your watches? It's still watch. How many times do you do that every day? Can you give a particular, number? Kapila man, kapulo, kaunsi? Ang uban diha nga sige galag cellphone, sige gyud nagakita sa kuan kay pag abri ana cellphone, amday oras. No? No, we cannot actually do away with this reminder of being watchful. Okay, let's go back to the gospel reading. There are 4 times that you hear the word watch. But there are 4 other times in the gospel reading that also talks about watch. Wala lang gi-express diha sa translation sa English, kay kung gamiton ang original nga Greek expression, di man ta makasabot. And here I am talking about evening, midnight, cockcrow, and morning or dawn. Asa man ang mga watch diha? In the context of the sentinels who are guarding the city, no? Kanang mga gwardya ba? Naana sila gitawag og shift at night. No, during the time of Jesus, and I think even it's practiced now. There are 4 watches of the night, and that is how the biblical and the Roman Greco understanding of the nighttime. Okay, daytime is divided into 12 hours. First hour, second hour, and so on and so forth. But first hour in the Bible is 6 o'clock in the morning, and then 12th hour is 6 o'clock in the evening. That's why 11th hour is 5 p.m. Muna nga kadungog mong expression nga, ikaw ba, dugay kay kamulihok, 11th hour na gyud. Meaning to say, kilom-kilom na. But the night time is subdivided into 4 watches. First watch, 6 to 9 p.m. Second watch, 9 p.m. to midnight. Third watch is midnight to 3 a.m. And fourth watch is 3 a.m. to 6. So, ang atong gospel karon does not only have 4 watches, word watch, because there are 8 of these words that we have to be reminded of. And this is what Advent is all about as well. Apart from His coming and our waiting, we also have to watch. So many things that we have to watch out for ourselves. And then, when we are talking this into a constant and an important reminder, we should not forget that our daily grind, ang atong adlaw-adlaw nga mga pagpaningkamot, is always connected with being watchful. Kay magbantay baya ta, samtang maglakaw ta, magbantay ta sa atoang steps. Magbantay ta ilabi na kon mo labang tas karsada. Daghan kayo tang pagbantayan oy. No? Daghan kayo tang pagabantayan sa atong kinabuhi. But hopefully, we will not forget that there is a very important person that we have to watch out for who comes into our lives. But he has already come. Now, Saint Bernardine of Siena, if my memory serves me right, he reflected on Advent as the 2 comings of the Lord. He said the first coming, he already did. The second coming, he is still coming. But ingon siya, between the first and the second coming, there is an intermediate coming. And when does this happen? When we read scriptures, when we celebrate the Eucharist, when we celebrate the sacraments, when we see each other in the daily events of our lives. He is coming, or He has come, and He continues to come. We only have to welcome Him. That's why, watch. Amen.